I have had a lifelong fascination with the Chicago World's Fair. Well, it's not exactly the same. The World's Fair in St. Louis, there's an exhibit about it at the Missouri Historical Society. I have seen model railroad displays that don't take as much space as this does. This thing in the center, the big one, is the Palace of Agriculture with the Palace of Horticulture behind it. It's possibly the biggest building on the grounds, so showing its importance. Oh my gosh, they've even got like birds. These old Ferris wheels, they used like actual railroad cars for the early Ferris wheels. This one, I think it was number 19, was actually a 60-person dining car. You could rent the car and throw a dinner party. I do love the logic of these things. The Palace of Transportation is across from the Palace of Machinery. Whoa. And we are having flocks of birds flying over everything. In front of the Agriculture Pavilion, that is the East India Pavilion with the 4 tiers. That is where most Americans first ever met iced tea, because the hot tea wasn't selling so well in the middle. So this lovely thing with the dome was the festival hall and the sort of visual centerpiece in front of the Great Basin here. So much like the Chicago World's Fair, isn't it? Well, behind that, this one was the Palace of Fine Arts, and because it was protecting paintings and sculptures, this was the Inside Inn, a giant hotel that could have more than 2,600 guests. Can you imagine the crowds? So over here, this is the Pennsylvania Coal. Well, we've all heard of the myth of the ice cream cone. True or not, as mythology goes, the Missouri Historical Society seems to think that the stands in question were here on this corner of the transportation building. So I found this one fascinating. Down from the central building here, we have a walled city. Any guesses? It's Jerusalem. So the dark underbelly of the World's Fair, over here on the edge of the village, that's the Philippine Village. The Philippines were a new conquest of the United States, and so here we had the Philippine Village, and